Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back, and it is time for another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 AlphaStar replay cast. Today we have got ourselves, of course, none other than AlphaStar, but to be a little more specific, Alpha Terran. And in the top left-hand side of the map, we have got none other than Diamond Protoss. The multiple times victim to AlphaStar's Banshees, so we'll see if this game's going to be any different. The map is Cyber Forest, which is a good map, I think, by the way. Cyber Forest, it's been gone a while now, but definitely a good map. And yeah, let us wait and see. Alright, so AlphaStar just going to be going for its gas and then getting up its barracks, so gas first opening. Early scout from the Diamond Protoss player, nothing too unusual for PvT. That timing, going for the quicker probe timing is very normal in PvT. As you can do this and harass the probe. AlphaStar reacts though, of course it does, as it's kind of programmed to do that. We take a look, we see the SCV kind of just hanging on out for AlphaStar. Gonna get attacked by this probe endlessly. That's a little bit of a derp. Gonna want to keep that SCV alive. SCV was put on probe duty, which is not a good job. And the Diamond player behind this goes for his Cyber Core before he's gonna be getting up his Nexus. So the safer option to deal with the Reaper lets you get at your tech maybe a little bit quicker. Or maybe the Diamond player is planning something completely nefarious, but I kind of doubt that, although he did just throw up an assimilator and an extra pylon. That is definitely not a Nexus, though a very, very late Nexus from the Diamond player, build-wise being considered. So yeah, that's quite odd. However, it looks like he is throwing up that Nexus just a little bit later than usual. He's going to have out a very quick Stalker, chrono boosting that out. And then we'll see what tech he's going to throw up. I get the feeling it's going to be a Twilight Council if I had to guess. However, you never know. You never ever know. AlphaStar behind this is just getting up its command center, getting up its reactor, its factory. The AI has made the Reaper, which is going to be able to scout out. The Stalker is going to be there to try and stop it. Stalker runs into the Reaper, will send it packing. And then another Stalker's on the way, but no tech yet from the Diamond player. So we'll see what he's planning. What you building there, buddy? What you going to be going for? The answer to that would be... not sure yet. AlphaStar? Whoa. Wait, did AlphaStar totally just cancel its command center? Yeah, it did. Why? Why, AlphaStar? Why? What did you do? The AI just totally abandoned ship. Maybe expecting there to be like an extra proxy gate or something based off what it scouted. But that doesn't make much sense, seeing as how the Nexus was up. Was it just the late Nexus timing that completely, like, mind-gamed AlphaStar? And that the AI was just like, nope, cancel the CC despite having seen nothing but that one Stalker and the late Nexus. AlphaStar totally thinking that this Diamond player's up to something completely unusual. In reality, he just delayed his Nexus a little bit. So the AI kind of mind-gaming itself. I'm not saying that it could have necessarily completed the Nexus with the Stalker, but canceling it right out the gate seems a little bit overzealous. The Reaper, though, did just get killed off by the one Stalker. AlphaStar not microing that very well. One of these Marines is going to die, and that means the other should be easy pickings. The next Stalker is going to pop up, going to be able to kill off that other Marine, and with these two Stalkers, the Diamond player is going to be able to do a lot of bullying. These Marines could kill off this one Stalker, which would be very significant. If the Diamond player just microed it back, it would stay alive. There we go, and the next Stalker can take the place and help keep the pressure on. This is not a good start at all for AlphaStar. Once the Cyclone's out, this should get shut down. Over the AI, not really doing a good job with its Marines, just losing the one. Another one just pops out, but then another Stalker shows up. And if this Cyclone gets picked off, that could just be simply game over for AlphaStar. It's actually going to be dangerously close to getting picked off. SCVs don't repair it in time. Oh my god, is AlphaStar just going to get rolled this game? It might look like it. Two Stalkers just showing us how they can completely just win a PvT. Yeah, really, really happy Diamond player right now. as he's just kind of got free reign of AlphaStar's base. A Viking did just pop out, which is very good against Stalkers. But look at this, another Stalker just shows up. SCVs have to be pulled. AlphaStar does put the wall up in order to help repel this, basically, and trap that Stalker a little bit. And another Cyclone is about to pop out. So this will effectively end the rush, but it wasn't even that much of a rush. The Diamond player's got his Nexus up behind this. AlphaStar got harassed quite a bit. The Diamond player, as long as he macros behind this, is in quite an alright spot. The funny thing is, it's not even that amazing of a spot, because the Diamond player didn't, like, capitalize on this totally well, but he did get some okay damage done. He does have his blink on the way at a very reasonable time. AlphaStar's command center is a little bit delayed, but we do see the AI macro machine just kicking in, just being like, make SCVs. Doesn't matter if I randomly canceled my command center as a reaction. But now the AI is going to throw up that bunker, have a siege tank out, be able to play it very safe, keep that marine production going, and yeah, it's just going to stabilize and turn into a normal game. The Diamond player has got out multiple observers, so playing it very, very safely, having these out. But generally you do want to send one across the map to see the harassment coming your way, so he does do that. And I'd like to see a third base go up soon for the Diamond player. He's a little bit worried of a counterattack, so he throws up another shield battery, but that's really not what he needs. I mean, AlphaStar isn't planning a big attack, and when you're ahead, the saying is get more ahead. And I think what would go well with this right now for the Diamond player is to throw up a third Nexus, as it's 6 minutes into the game. It's beyond the usual time which Protoss will throw up a third. And so quite a bit of a delay from the Diamond player. AlphaStar scans. Where was that scan? Where did AlphaStar scan? Oh, it was looking for the observer and did not see it. Pardon me. So observer baits out a scan. That's a nice job from the Diamond player. However, he's still just making Immortals and Stalkers, which is a little bit odd. No Forge till just now. Gonna be going into double Forge. Maybe we'll see a Robo Bay go up soon. But a third would be nice to see. A third would be real nice to see. And it looks like we may see that. Yes, the third base probably going to be getting built up. However, the Diamond player is also thinking of aggression, but this is quite a fortified ramp from AlphaStar. I mean, there's 3 siege tanks there. There's a bunker, plenty of Marines, a Medivac. I don't think this is something that the Diamond player can just break on a whim. And it looks like he may be planning to do that, so he's got to be very, very careful. He's also potentially going to take some Viking harassment back at home. I'm so worried because I've seen a lot of players throw games against AlphaStar. Please, please be careful. Please be careful, Diamond player. The Viking not going in yet for AlphaStar. The Stalkers will go in for the Diamond player. Going to see what pickoffs they can get. Potentially get Stim Pack. That would be a really nice pickoff to get. And looks like they will indeed. So AlphaStar... Oh, pardon me. That wasn't Stim. That was the Combat Shield that went down. So the Stalkers going to try and get some pickoffs still. But the Tank Siege will send the Stalkers on their way. And the Diamond player just needs to keep macroing up, but he hasn't started his upgrades, so it goes to show where you really need to focus in your game. He could have won one starting up right now. He's definitely got the money. He could have a much higher probe count, but he stopped building them as quickly. And AlphaStar is actually up on workers because the AI, of course, is just that macro machine. Let's see. The third Nexus is about to finish up. I want to see a lot of probes getting queued up there for the Diamond player. This Viking is being a pain, but the Stalkers, the Zealots, and the one Immortal should be able to kill it off. No problem. We'll see if it's going to lift up to try and escape. No, he just accepts his fate like it's the campaign. These 2 Immortals are going on home, but the Stalkers are still out on the map, intercepting part of the army of AlphaStar. The AI is actually planning to go for one of these timing attacks. Immortals are stepping out a little bit, picking off some of the SCVs. The Immortals will actually be so pivotal to defending this. The Charge Lot's going to move on in. This is quite a nasty army from AlphaStar, but this is a big Protoss force with all the Immortals. Widowmines are going to burrow right on top of the Protoss army, get some good damage done, but in the end it is still way too much for the Diamond player, and he does take a very good fight. All things considered, AlphaStar kind of got caught out and surrounded a little bit. Definitely didn't have the army to deal with the charge lots, no combat shield on the Marines, that kind of thing. Now we're going to see a counterattack from the Diamond player. AlphaStar not putting its units into that bunker. AlphaStar with basically no army supply. could be getting killed by a diamond player yet again. It actually died to a diamond player in the last game too, or it actually died in one of the last videos I did too, so not a good run for AlphaStar. This diamond player showing us he does have the follow through. Floating quite a bit of money, so the macro could use a bit of work, but overall, good game from the diamond player. And yeah, AlphaStar is just a dead nerd. GG gets called. So humanity striking back. AlphaStar not lost to a diamond player. Super recently that I can think of, or not often. Anyway, I'll say. So, the AI is going to have something to prove this game in a TVT. Humanity versus AI playing humanity. Which makes a lot of sense, as usual. The map is New Repugnancy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I get the feeling in that last video, or in that last match, I totally forgot to say, go ahead and slap that like button. If we can do that, that would be great. Let's do that to the tune of 30 likes. Let's go for it, since AlphaStar had 130 minerals. Now, let's see. Build-wise, AlphaStar just going to be doing the same thing as the human player, and both players throw up gases, which is always exciting to see. Means that the game's going to heat up pretty darn quickly in TVT usually. Now, historically, what we've seen from AlphaStar is the fact that it'll go for the double gas in TVT, but then it'll pull out of the gases quicker than players usually do. So it just gets that gas up, and then it goes a little bit less on that. Now let us take a look. To go ahead and pull up the comments. I figure, you know what? Let's go ahead and read a comment off the video. And let's see on AlphaStar, on the video AlphaStar Fiddled. Natan says, the Terminator develops its AI through the AlphaStar project. Mark my words. So, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. When we are getting taken over by Terminator and robots and things, make sure to let Natan know he was right. Alright, jokes aside, as things are starting to heat up a little bit, we see Reapers on the way for both players. The Masters player actually went for a Marine first, and then into a Reaper, which is a little bit interesting, I'll say. Not the most common thing in the world, so I get the feeling that he is just going to make this one Reaper, then go back into Marines, just basically yeet the Reaper across the map to scout out, which I'll say is actually a little bit of an odd scouting timing. I mean, this build doesn't rule out like proxy Reapers or anything. It doesn't rule out really too much, and it just gives him the later scout. So I'm not sure how I feel about this one, but there's definitely worse things in a game of StarCraft 2. The Reaper runs forward, it's going to toss down the grenade and run on out. AlphaStar just keeping its units back at home. The fast cycling for the Masters player is nice. You feel a little bit vulnerable before you have it out, but when you do, you feel rather safe, rather confident, as the Cyclone shuts down most Reaper Hellion early shenanigans, unless your opponent just comes with like a bajillion Reapers and Hellions, in which case you just throw your hands up and you die. Because that's what happens sometimes, at least in my TVTs. Now, Cyclone's on the way for AlphaStar. For AlphaStar. And then let's take a look. Tech Lab on the way for the starport, so the AI very well could be making, you know what it's going to be making, Banshees, probably. Although, the AI does surprise us sometimes, depending on the iteration. And look at this. This is interesting. The Masters player going for 2 Widow Mines, which is not common in TVT, I'll say. Widow Mines don't have a ton of utility in TVT because they don't one-shot workers. They don't really one-shot Marines when they have combat shield, I don't believe. And that basically puts it so... Or they don't one-shot Marines in general. And that actually puts it so that Widow Mines aren't too useful in the matchup. If we see them, it's usually in order to try and, say, kill, like, mass Vikings or something in an odd mech versus mech late game scenario or something like that. For now, though, we do take a look. Stim's on the way for the Masters player. He's getting up his natural base. He's got out Widow Mines, and he's going to load them right up into his Medivac and then boost across the map. So a Widow Mine drop against AlphaStar. This is something that's cool and that I like to see. Now, this Medivac, we'll see how much damage it's going to get done. If you are going to go for a Widowmine drop, I do like the fact that it is the 4. Since the Widowmines don't one-shot SCVs, you need as much overlap as possible to ensure that you actually do get the extra kills from the splash damage, so I like this. And now, since Widowmine drops aren't very good in TVT, I wonder if AlphaStar is going to react to this appropriately. All of a sudden, in come the mines, they're going to be boosting hot delivery there for the Masters player. AlphaStar not reacting because there's also a Liberator in its natural. We see the mines getting shots off, but they don't actually kill off that many SCVs just yet. Look at all those red SCVs that are not actually getting killed off, so that could have definitely gone a lot worse for AlphaStar. There was the Liberator at the natural, the 2 mines died, and only 7 SCVs died. Not bad at all for AlphaStar. Meanwhile, there's the counter Banshee for the AI in the main base of the Masters player. Double scan gets used to clean that up. Is there another Banshee out? No, there isn't. So the Masters player doesn't have to worry about that right away. Still, though, rather uncomfortable for the Masters player, getting such little damage done to AlphaStar. Like, look at all these red SCVs. If these were killed, this game would be more or less even, I'd say. But that ain't the case, and that's why we don't really see Widowmine dropped against Terran. They can work, but I mean, we don't see them for a reason. That they don't work as near as well against Protoss, and they're definitely much better against Zerg too. Now AlphaStar's got its 2 Reapers, probably gonna just do the dive on in with these, which I love, the odd timed attack in with the Reapers. Your opponent doesn't expect it. They're not covering the right spot. The Reaper's getting quick. And all of a sudden, AlphaStar kills off 1 SCV, 2 SCVs. Do we have a 3rd SCV? Do we have a 3rd SCV for AlphaStar? Yes, we have a 3rd SCV from the Reaper in the back. And now we take a look. There is Stim Pack on the way for AlphaStar, getting up its extra barracks. So the AI does have a much later Stim Pack than the Masters player, but it's got a much higher worker count. It also has its 3rd base done. And we're just seeing the Masters player not really make anything or not really making too many workers, whereas AlphaStar is always making those workers. Always, always, always. This Banshee actually makes it to the back of the base of the Masters player, so that's a pain. But oh, the lock-on does get on, but the Raven turns around. That Raven's got to stay in position to make sure that Banshee dies, and it does. So that is nice for the Masters player. But while that shenanigans was going on, AlphaStar just casually up to 50 SCVs now. Gonna be securing up its 3rd base. And now let's take a look. There is Stim getting closer and closer for the AI. Tanks on the way, Vikings being produced. The AI is moving across the map with its Vikings and Raven. Maybe looking for an odd pickoff, maybe looking for some odd harassment. We'll see how that's gonna work out. And the army supply is actually ahead for the Masters player, so that is no good. Auto turrets getting tossed down by AlphaStar, so really cool harassment. Using the Vikings, using the Ravens to harass the Masters player. These Vikings are going to try and just get out of there. Looks like 1 will die, but then a stim on most of the Marines was used, so that's kind of worth it. Seeing as how there's no Medivacs out yet for the Masters player. He should be building those ASAP. But yeah, look at it. AlphaStar now up to 60 SCVs. The Masters player not even floated over his 3rd base. He's been getting harassed too much. He's just going to be getting overwhelmed by AlphaStar. And this is the AI doing a little bit of harassment. Going to cost it its Vikings, probably. Costed its Raven, too. But ultimately, fully worth it. Seeing as how the AI is ahead about 27 workers now. Bigger army, bigger production, a ton of siege tanks. It's going to be hard for the Masters player to come back in this game, I feel, just from just basing that off what we've seen so far. Like, AlphaStar's lost some of its Vikings, yes, so having that count reset is unfortunate. But look at the amount of bio that's here for AlphaStar. There's these Marines, there's tons and tons of tanks to cover them. I don't see a way that the Masters player gets in here to break this location. There is so many missile turrets. Maybe if there was a drop or something, but there hasn't actually been a single Medivac out on the map yet for the Masters player. It's pretty hard to do Marine drops when Masters players move out, or it's pretty hard to do Marine drops without Medivacs. And so the Masters players just got to sit at home, and it's kind of like that bug Blizzard just patched into the game, which was for a brief time, I assume it's been patched by the time this video's up, Terrans couldn't lift anything but SCVs into medivacs, I heard. And that's quite a disastrous bug. The random Widowmine for the Masters player does hit a medivac, gives him a bit of a heads up, but he's not actually reacting to this, so AlphaStar is going to get its big drop-off to the main base. A turret, though, might be able to pick off one of these full medivacs. We'll see. It looks like the answer is yes. Really, really good turret there, cleaning up one of those medivacs. However, the Masters player still got to run all of his units around. Like a chicken with his head cut off. He's gonna do a hot unload to try and get on top of this as quick as possible. But still, look at the worker count. The Masters player hasn't made a worker in God knows how long. God knows how long, and is just so far behind on the economy because of it. AlphaStar just kind of rolls on up while this was going on. I got distracted by this attack. I didn't expect the AI to come in for a big attack so soon. But look at this army. Such a higher army supply. The third base now not mining for the Masters player. And AlphaStar showing us how a good economy gets you the win. I mean, the Masters player is going to dive on top of this, but that's so many tanks for AlphaStar. The Marines just melt. GG gets called, and AlphaStar takes the match. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this match, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to join the Discord, that is linked in the description. Join the community there. And if you do want to get various perks, support the channel, consider becoming a member. My name is LaughNgamez. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.